The Yoruba religion, also called the Ifa religion, is a belief system that is traditionally held by the Yoruba people. However, it is increasingly becoming more and more popular amongst those in the diaspora. Yoruba culture is very rich and complex, so this video will hopefully just serve as an introduction into the ideologies of the Yoruba people. I hope this is the start of a new series that focuses on less covered ideologies and mythologies around the world. If you do enjoy the video and the kind of content on this channel, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to support the channel. And let's get into the video. The Yoruba people are an ethnic group found primarily in Nigeria, and their population is approximately 40 million people. Within Nigeria, Yoruba land is found in the southwest of the country. Their states are called Lagos, Ekiti, Ogun, Ondo, Osun and Oyo states. Lagos is popular and a very busy area, known for its vibrancy and nightlife. In fact, it used to be the capital city of Nigeria until it was replaced by Abuja. There are small populations of Yoruba people in other West African countries, such as Benin and Togo. It is important to note that this video focuses on more traditional Yoruba beliefs and philosophies. In fact, in modern day, we see that the majority of Yoruba people are Christians, with a small portion of them practicing their traditional religions. So now to introduce the Yoruba religion itself and the core ideologies. I found this part of my reading extremely interesting, as you can see how it varies from more traditional mythology and ideas about God and religion. The Yoruba religion is called Ifa. However, it is known by other names in Nigeria as well as in other countries. The primary belief is that there is one supreme god called Olodumare, and there are divinities called Orisha, as well as ancestral spirits that exist in the spirit realm. The Orisha all serve their own individual and specific functions to ensure that the universe is in order. They are more actively engaged in a human's daily life, more so than the supreme god. I will speak about both the supreme god and the Orisha better in more detail later on in the video. Another core belief in the Yoruba religion is in reincarnation. The concept of reincarnation, according to the Ifa religion, is more so tied to how a person dies as opposed to how a person lives. So they believe in good versus bad deaths. A good death is when a person has lived a good long life and dies at an old age, leaving children to succeed them. These deaths have huge funerals and are essentially celebrations of life. On the other hand of the spectrum is a bad death, which is usually when a person dies tragically or at a young age, leaving no children behind. Those who die good deaths are said to go to the ancestral realm, which is essentially the Ifa version of heaven. They also have the choice to be reincarnated, to come back as a family member, whether it be to help out a situation or otherwise. Those who are believed to be reincarnated ancestors are identified through their physical or mental resemblance to said ancestor. They are often given the name Babatunde or Yetunde, Babatunde meaning father has returned, while Yetunde means mother has returned. Although I myself am not Yoruba, I come from a culture with similar beliefs on reincarnation. I was told that I am essentially the reincarnation of my grandfather, as I was born the month he was buried, and I also resemble him greatly. So yeah, that's an interesting fun fact about me. So moving on from reincarnation, let's look at the Ifa religion's idea and concepts of morality. The concept of evil, according to the Ifa religion, is quite different from the Western perspective of what evil is. It focuses more on what harms others as opposed to following a set of rules made by a divine entity. Instead of being called things like sin or evil, negative actions are more so known as wrongdoings. Evil in the Ifa religion more so refers to the harm a person can do to their fellow human being as opposed to the displeasure that they cause to God. The final core belief that I would like to tackle in the Ifa religion is the idea of a devil or a force that directly opposes God. Unfortunately, the influence of Western missionaries have reshaped popular ideas of Yoruba cosmology. This is most prominently shown in the attribution of Esu, who is an Orisha, as the devil in the translation of the Bible to Yoruba. This is false, as Esu is traditionally seen as a being that is capable of good and evil. Although he is an Orisha, he is also an Ajogun, which is essentially a malevolent supernatural entity. However, Eshu is able to order the Ajogun and mediate when necessary, so he can do good and he can do evil. Ultimately, Eshu still answers to Olodumare, who is the supreme god, which shows that he is not in direct opposition to God, contrary to what some people may believe. As I've said before, Olodumare is the name of the Ifa religion's supreme god. The name Olodumare is said to come from a phrase which is Oni Odumare, which translates to he who owns all creation, so it does not become empty. Olodumare is known as other names such as Eledumare and a more popular one, Olorun. Olorun means Lord of Heaven. Although there are lesser gods or spirits called Orisha, who are considered extremely powerful, only Olodumare is said to be able to give life. During the creation of Earth and humanity, Olodumare instructed Obatala, who was the chief of the Orisha, to create the human bodies as well as the earth. However, he was not able to give life without Olodumare doing so himself. Unlike the Orisha, Olodumare is not directly worshipped and has no dedicated temples or statues. The reason for this is because of Olodumare's complete self-sufficiency, to the point that he doesn't need anyone to offer him prayer or sacrifices in order to do what he wants to do. Instead of praying to Olodumare directly, people pray to the Orisha, who can then appeal to Olodumare on their behalf. Typically, Olodumare is genderless and is seen as transcendent from the normal and human realm, so there can be no accurate depiction of what Olodumare should look like. With that being said, the pictures used in this video are more so for pragmatic uses rather than to show a true portrayal of Olodumare. The Orisha play a huge role in the Ifa religion. They are divinities that number from 201 upwards, and each serves their own function in the governing of the universe. Obatula, or Orishanlao, is the head of the Orisha. He was the Orisha that molded humanity's form from mud, as Olodumare commanded him to. He represents creative and procreative forces, and it is common for barren women to appeal to Obatala to have children. He is mainly associated with the color whites. Western influence has led to the association of Obatala with Jesus Christ, as he is referred to as the son of Olodumare, who is the supreme god. There are other Orishas, such as Ogun, who was the god of iron, war, and chase. He is said to attract devotees due to his benevolence. Sango is the Yoruba god of thunder and lightning, and is feared for being a more ruthless Orisha. He punishes those who lie, steal, or commit crimes, and those who are killed by Sango are not allowed to be mourned according to customs. The last Orisha I'd like to talk about is Oshun, who is the goddess of the river Oshun that flows through Nigeria. She is benevolent and bestows material and blessings of total well-being upon her devotees and those who please her. There are so many Orisha I'd like to cover, however, I don't want to make this video too long, so if it does get enough likes and comments, I'll try to cover each of them in their own separate video. Once again, thank you for coming and watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to comment what other videos you would like to see from me in the future, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and yeah, join the Learnism family.